Welcome back to another Piano Expressive session. Let's use this session to review everything that we've done so far. First, check in with your posture. Make sure your back is straight and your neck is long. Your feet are flat on the floor to give you stability. Your forearms are angled down towards the keys or level with the keys, and you've got dome-shaped hands, strong curved fingers and relaxed wrists. You're also feeling positive and focused and ready to learn some new skills. So far we've focused on all these things: your interaction with the keys and those relaxed wrists, engaging your hearing to become aware of the sound coming from your piano, moving smoothly between the keys with a mezzo-staccato articulation, creating flowing coordinated hand gestures, engaging your imagination so that you hear the music in your head before it comes pouring out your fingers, shaping your phrases and selecting tempos to create a character for your music that tells its story and fits in with its style. And last time we focused on playing horizontally to move the music forward. Let's put all of that together as we have a look at today's tune. Here it is, it's called Birds. If you have a look at this little tune as a whole, you can see it's quite clearly divided into two parts. We've got a double bar line right in the middle. If we have a look at the start of the music, we've got two treble clefs and our key signature is a 1 flat B. As we're starting on D and finishing on D, I would say that this little piece is in the key of D minor. Our time signature is C, which is short for common time, but that also means 4/4 time, so we're counting 4 beats in a bar. If you have a look along the music, you can see we're starting with our left hand, and then that's followed with our right hand. And then in the second half of the piece, looks like we're doing some rather quick alternating playing. We've got some crescendos and some diminuendos. Right at the end of the music, we've got some double dots just before the final bar lines, indicating that we need to go back to the previous dots and repeat just that little section. So we're playing the first half of the piece once and the second half of the piece twice. How are we going to create the character of this little tune that tells its story? Let's have a look at the clues in the music. You can see that this little tune is about some birds outside somebody's window, busily building a nest for their little babies. We've got the tempo marking not very fast, so we don't have to go at 1,000 miles an hour. So let's sight read through this music to decipher this little tune and get a sense of where we're headed. We're starting with the left hand. Looks like we're starting on finger 5, on beat 1, and then going up to the E, F, G, and then we've got 4 E's in the next bar. You can see underneath each of those A's we've got the finger marking thumb, second finger, thumb, second finger. That's pretty much a classical music technique. The classical musicians would argue that when you're playing a repeated note, you get a much better sound if you actually change the fingers that you use. I'm not totally convinced. So if you want to play your thumb on those 4 A's 4 times, go for it. I think that's what I'll be doing. So we're going up that little run. With the crescendo sign. So it looks to me like we're gradually building up to those A's. And then the right hand takes over. The C, don't forget your B flat, A, G, and then 3 A's at the end, and a D crescendo. So you can see we've got a nice little rounded shape to that idea, and I would suggest that that makes up one phrase. So that's our first little idea, starting the phrase at quite a soft dynamic, gradually building up to those A's, which is the main part of the phrase, and then rounding it off with a decrescendo at the end. Let's have a look at what comes next. We've got B flat with our third finger, and then some G's with our left, an A, and then some F's with our left, and then at the end a little run there which starts on the A with your third finger, and then continues into your left hand down to the D. And it looks like all the composer's indicated is that we need a decrescendo at the end. Let's have a look at that again. And then we repeat it. So it looks to me like that's our second idea. It doesn't really finish anywhere in the middle. It seems to start at the beginning and move forward to those Ds at the end. So I would consider that the second phrase of this little piece of music, and it's to be repeated. So perhaps to make that little phrase a little bit more interesting, I could play the first one at MF, so quite deep, and then play the second one maybe MP. So pull back a little bit on the amount of pressure that I'm applying when I press the keys down, and make that second one a bit more like an echo. All in all, for that second phrase, we'd probably have this then. Nice MF to start with. And a bit softer. And I might slow down a bit at the end. So that's what I've decided to do with my phrasing and how I've decided to tell the story of this little piece. Here's my entire demo of the little tune, Birds. And I'm done. Have a pause and have a play and come up with your own interpretation of this little tune, keeping in mind all the things that we've been talking about. That's it for this session. Make sure you have a think about what you've learned and become very conscious of incorporating all of these ideas and techniques into the playing of the other pieces in your piano repertoire. See you next time, when we'll have a little bit of a rest from playing mezzo staccato and look at how we can play legato expressively.